Everyone, welcome to my Mortgage Minute. I got a quick one for you guys today, kind of reiterating some of the same information that I provided last time. But again, new fresh update on rates and inflation data. Please, if I am providing you guys any sort of value, feel free to give me a like on the video, subscribe. If you do have any questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email as well. Any support is appreciated. So let's get into it. Thanks, guys. So first things first on the docket, CPI rose to 2.9 on a year-over-year basis, up from 2.8 in February. And honestly, gasoline prices mostly contributed to the year-over-year acceleration as prices at the pump rose in March compared to February. But when you exclude gas, the core CPI shows that we're still trending in the right direction. Now, of course, it is worth noting that in the U.S. they did hold rates in May, so that's something that we're going to have to take into consideration when the Bank of Canada is looking to whether they're raising rates or holding rates in June. Now, we will see it in the next slide. I'm going to talk about this divergence between the Fed and the BOC. But as you guys can kind of see here, we're still waiting for the next CPI report coming out in May 21st. That's going to be a big report to see if we're still on track, and so keep an eye on that. If we're not going to be lowering rates in June, then there always is July. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of indicators say that we are on track for a rate cut in June. Now, I have been very, very conservative in my verbiage when I'm talking to clients and when I'm talking to realtors, saying, hey, again, expect the unexpected, right? Hope and pray for the June meeting, but be prepared. Tell your clients to wait and hold for these rates to be held up a little bit longer. Now, there is some precedence for us to cut. The numbers are indicating that we are looking good for a cut in June. But again, anything can happen, and we are still waiting for that new CPI report to come out later on this month. So I've been talking a lot about, divergence between the Fed and the BOC. So, when you guys are taking a look at the graph, essentially what I'm showing you here is, from 2005 roughly to current, where has this divergence been and how far? Now on the slide you'll be able to see on the right hand side, the blue part is going to be what's forecasted from 2024 to 2025, right? So up until that blue spot, this is where we're at right now and currently in 2024, right? The current divergence between the BOC and the Fed is around 25 to 50 basis points because the Fed has a spread in their target. So that means that as you can kind of see by the graph, precedent states that we have more room for the Bank of Canada to diverge further from the Fed. As you guys can see, in between 2005 to 2010, there was a lot of divergence there, peaking at 100 basis points, right? From 2010 to 2015, again, more divergence. When you look at where we are at right now, historically, we are very, very close, to the Federal Reserve. But unfortunately, our economy is not growing at the same pace as theirs. It's not as strong, it's not as resilient as the US economy has been, which lays the groundwork for a June meeting. Again, these are good indicators for, us lowering rates sooner. But again, is it enough for the Bank of Canada to lower rates? Again, I'm not going to make that call, but I'm just presenting this information for you guys, so that you can kind of see, hey, what are the indicators that are actually, showing proof that we might cut. Again, it is expected, but that's something to keep in mind if you are talking to clients. A good, nice piece of information to kind of show them, hey, you know what, there is precedence for this. We're not just bringing these numbers out of nowhere. Now for rates. I am still seeing most people take up offers on the 3-year. Now, rates on the 3-year, they start off at 5.59. That does not take into consideration the discount that we're getting. The rates that I've quoted up here, I say it every week, but these are the rates that are on the rate sheet, and that is definitely not the best that we can do. So once you factor in those rate discounts, you're looking anywhere between 5.2 to 5.3 ish. It really depends on the deal, depends on the mortgage amount, depends on the file, right? But this is what I'm seeing off of the rate sheet. It has stayed relatively the same on a month-to-month basis. I have seen some lenders starting this week, First National, for example. First National did increase their rates, but I have not seen that across the board. I think it's really just coming into the anticipation of this BOC rate meeting that's coming up in June, right? One interesting thing that I would say is a development to watch and to follow is the spread between the 5-year and the 3-year rate. Now, in the last 2 years, ever since we have had these rate hikes, there have been a significant spread between the two terms, right? So the margin between the 3-year and the 5-year, it was quite significant, right? Now I'm seeing that there is a returning to those normalized levels that we saw pre-pandemic, right? Currently, I'm seeing 5-year rates coming in at 5.54. Right, and as you guys can see, that's only 5 basis points off of where the 3-year is right now. The 3-year generally has been a little bit more expensive than the 5-year, but in the last 2 years, we've seen the 3-year be quite significantly more expensive than the 5-year because everyone was taking it, right? So now this is a signaling of hey, rates are coming back to where they need to go. Essentially, nature is healing, but that's where rates are at. Again, don't quote me on this. These are where this is a rate sheet, and again, rates are subject to change, and of course, depending on the file, we can do a lot better than that. Now, lastly, as a quick reminder, in my last video session, I brought this to you guys. I'm just going to be reminding you guys again. Again, I'm trying to keep it light this week, but again, 30-year mortgages are allowed for first-time homebuyers that are looking to buy new builds. The actual definition of a new build, that is still yet to be determined. This is going to be implemented August 1st, so and that key piece of information is going to be very, very interesting to see. Exactly what is defined as a new build. Does it need to be built within a year? Does it just have to be no previous occupancy? So it'll be interesting to see that. But again, helping out the buying power for first-time home buyers. On that note of buying power for first-time home buyers, RSPs. First-time home buyers can take up to 60K now. So that has been implemented. So people should be able to take advantage of that. But that's about it for me, guys. If I've provided you some value, I would really, really appreciate a like, a subscription. Take a look at what I got. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call. But again, any support is appreciated, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.